Hello everybody, it's me GT, your host, and you're watching Tropico 5. So welcome everybody to another episode of Tropico 5. So, this is the third episode of the guide / playthrough of Tropico 5. And today we're gonna have a look at our big industry. We're not going to look at farms, because we already did that in the first episode, but today we are going to have a look at actual mines. So let's just start right away and go over to the build menu. In here we can go to the raw resources, and in here we can find the mine. So the mine, we will be placing 3 of them. We have got this one over here, and we can already place it right there. Then we have got coal over here and iron over here. And for if you're wondering what this is, well, this is bauxite. So then we're going to place 2 more mines, one over here and one right over there. And now we just want to connect them with a nice road in between. So I want this road to go right over there to, let's say, can we actually make this look good? It looks like we have to do some editing over here. So what we're gonna do, we're going over to the build menu again, and we're gonna destroy just a part of this road. Let it play so it is destroyed, and then go back to the road menu. And we're just gonna make it a tiny bit longer. Then from here we are also going to bring it over to this one. And now we've got the 2 of them connected. Except that this one doesn't look right. Let me try that one more time. And hopefully this time it will look good. So for this one we need to go out a bit more as well. So we are just going to do it like this. And now all the roads are connected, except for this one over there. But what we're gonna do, we're just going to let this road go all the way over here. And then we're gonna make it go out like this, and there we go. So now we've got a nice grid over here. And if we even connect it over like that, I think it will just look amazing. Then we can also place a road right over there and one like that. So now everything is connected like it should be. Then we're just going to let the game run for a moment so these things can finish. And once they are finished, I'm going to let you know what they will exactly do. So there we go. So it seems like the mines are finished, and before I'm just going to get some money from them, I just want to tell you a couple of things about them. First of all, these things are mines, and yes, they can run out of resources. And that pretty much sucks, but we have to live with it. And the other thing I want to tell you is we have to find out which of these minerals is giving us the most amount of money. And to find that out, we're just going over to the almanac and we're going over to the resource overview. In here we've got bauxite, coal, and the iron hasn't appeared yet, so we just need to let it run for a moment until this one has actually found some workers and we can some of the materials see appearing right on there. So it now has got workers, but it still produces nothing. And there we go. So now we can pause the game again and go back to the almanac and the resource view. So right in here, if we go over to the bauxite, one less, then we can find that the expected revenue is 1,698. If we go down to the coal, we can see that it's only 373 and the iron is 164. But you have to keep in mind that this is compared to the amount you already have. So for example, here we are talking about 164 for just 120 iron. Over here we are talking about 1,698 for 990 bauxite, which is a big difference. So how are we gonna find out how much this actually sells for? I mean, it doesn't really show, right? Well, we can go over right here and press the trade button. Then we go over to the mining and logging, and sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not, but you have got a chance that some of the materials will be in here, and then you can see the default price for 1000 units. So if we go back over here, there might also be a possibility that we can find out how much we can get from it. But for now, we are just going to use the almanac again, and we're going to have a look in here, and we're just going to do the calculation. So, oh, never mind, we just found ourselves our price. That I looked over it. Quite the stupid thing. So, bauxite is definitely going to bring us most money. It's going to give us 1716. Well, the other ones are going to give us 584 and 1367. So that's a big difference. And now, where does this actually come to part? Well, I'm going to explain you right away. Because if we go over to this building over here, click it, then we can select a manager right from here. Then we have got several different possibilities. We can make one of our family members the actual member of this thing. For example, this one will give us detect the hidden roles of 20% of the workers in the building. The landlord will actually increase the housing quality. The magnet, which is a real good one for this one, will increase the mining and all buildings effectiveness by 10%. Then we also got a magnet right over here, which I definitely want to use on this building. So if I hire him, this building is to get 10 increased effectiveness. So, since we know that iron is also giving us a lot of money, we want to make sure that the other magnet is going to stay in this place. There we go. So now we will make sure that those guys are going to get us more money than they would have in just a couple of minutes ago. Then the second thing I want to do is have a look at this logging camp over here. The logging camp gives us a monthly production of 290 logs. That's not a lot, but once the world war starts, we can actually regrow all the plants around it, and it might goes up a little bit more again. So what is happening? They are actually cutting all the trees around it. So just a moment ago this place was amazing for tree cutting, but right now it's not so good anymore. So for that we just have to wait, and we can't really change it, and that's why logging is actually not so good in the early stages. But we will just leave it for now. But another thing that we will definitely do is go over to the industry goods, where we can find ourselves the lumber mill. The lumber mill will convert all the wood delivered by the logging camp, and then make sure that it will become some actual value. So this is just a way to increase the value of your logs just a tiny bit, to get a tiny more money, a tiny bit more money. So that's just a quick tip. If you can upgrade something by, for example, building a lumber mill, then definitely do it. So now we're just going to let it play out, and then we're going to have a look at the Teamster office again to see how many items that we actually produce are actually getting to the harbor. So stay tuned, we're going to be right back with you. Okay guys, we are in a bit of trouble here. A tornado has just appeared in the middle of the island. Guys, this is going to be disastrous. Oh no. Please don't go over the road. Don't hit my buildings. I do not want to see anything destroyed right now. So it seems like we've been quite lucky over here. Don't see any buildings burned down yet, but right over here we've got one broken building. And so far, I think we can say that we've got a lot of luck so far. With just one broken building, and oh no, our townhouse is going to stand up, is going to survive. I really hope so. Well, it looks like it's going to make it. Well, it's tornadoes going around. Let's just rebuild it already.
Back in the game. I can now accurately predict rains of cattle, shack, and furniture across the entire island. Here is the damage report.
So it seems like we've actually been quite lucky. Just one building got destroyed and 9 civilians. I think we have been real lucky today. So, that has actually happened just now, but I think it's a good time to head over to the harbors again. I built a second one over here so we can have some more trade routes, because right now we've got some more resources that we can trade, and I think that might be quite helpful. So right now we've got no trade route running, and if we go over to the agriculture, I don't think we can find anything right here. Coffee, we are not producing that. Gold, we are not either, and they are non-profitable anyways. Logs, we don't want to import. So it seems like we are quite unlucky at the moment. The only thing we produce is corn, but don't think we are gonna get a lot of money from it. So what I wanted to have a look at is the actual transport we have right now. So we're going over to the almanac again and to the resource overview, and we're just going to have a look at our resources. So if we find anything in transit, let's just have a look at the difference between the produced and the exported, and then count the transit and the exported together, and then it should be the produced amount. So it seems like this thing over here is kinda a bit weird, but for the rest it seems like we are making a lot of money, except for the coal. The coal is all in transit, but didn't really matter as long as it's all in transit. But right here, oh, we also consumed some. Then the iron. Then we've got the bauxite, which has already been exported for a tiny bit. And we've got the planks. So it seems like we don't have any problem right now, and we don't need another Teamster office yet. So they are just doing the job fine, and all the actual resources that we produce are going to get to the harbors, so we don't need to worry. And it is really shitty weather right now. Can't deny it, but it's true. So I think this was already it for today's episode. It was an extremely short one, but it was just a basic thing to explain to you how managers work. So you've actually got a couple of different managers, and you can just select them right over here. Right now we do not have got the right one for an iron mine, and we can't do any upgrades to them yet. So I guess that was just it about some basic mining tactics with a storm in the middle. And I really hope to see you in the next episode. And if you liked it, be sure to follow up the experience next time, guys, because I'm signing out. Bye.